Hey, good morning, sexy peeps. I hope everyone is doing well. Another pretty Texas sunrise behind me. How the hell did that stay open? All right, that's fine. Well, folks, it was a quiet weekend for Texas. We just had triple-digit heat, as we've had. So the weatherman said it's been 52 days of almost consecutive triple-digit heat, with exception of 2 days, and which is crazy to me. It gets hot in Texas, but damn, we've broken several records for the most consecutive days of triple-digit heat. Hey, good morning, Devil Dog. Let me put live chat so I can actually see what the hell everyone's saying. Oh, doggone it. Come on, folks. And I'm out of here. This is like the devil's intersection here. But yeah, so it's been hot down here. I know a lot of people are. California's having all sorts of excitement, though. So, hey, good morning, KP, and anyone I missed in the chat. It's been funny because, come on now, navigation. There we go. The folks in California, they have this storm coming, and people don't realize that hurricanes are so powerful that they actually will mess with geology, like they'll mess with the earth, because it moves water in such a quantity that, you have subsidence movement. So not only are they having this weird-ass hurricane and this other, whatever the hell, flooding, and they have a fire somewhere, but they had a 5.0 earthquake happen all at the same time. Like, hey, farmer, what's going on? And it almost makes you wonder, like, doggone, y'all. If you live in California and you have the San Andreas Fault, you have all these earthquake possibilities, plus you get tropical storms every blue moon like they're getting this year, how could you not be a prepper like that? I just don't understand this. Hey, greetings. Who is that? Oh, I cannot see who that was. Oh, and Sevener. Sorry, I can barely see it. It's my 2-year wedding anniversary. Congratulations, man. That is awesome. That is awesome. And well, it's always a good sign. Well, if it makes you guys feel happier, you've probably outlasted most of Hollywood's weddings. So, not that that's setting a very high bar, but congratulations. That's really awesome. The folks in California are just having a road show. And what's funny is you'd think like Houston, which gets hit by a massive hurricane every 5 to 8 years, you'd have a bunch of people there who would prepare, even if it was just like a 4-day box, and they don't. I just don't understand. If you live think about it. Where in the country, in the US, for instance, or Canada, can you go where you have no natural issues, right? Like, you live on the coast, like Louisiana, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas. You got hurricanes, right? You get storms and floods. You live on the West Coast, you got earthquakes. Even in West Texas, which isn't near big bodies of water, nor is it prone to earthquakes, unless we cause them when we drill. Where the hell are the lines on the road all of a sudden? Oh, whoever did the construction in this area is an idiot. Like, they're gonna get people killed. So there are multiple lanes on this section of road, but they were doing construction. They erased the lane of the markers to repave, and then the markers that they put crisscross. So like the right lane and the left lane mix and match and then separate. It's like, you're just gonna get someone killed. Good Lord. Anyway, but anywhere in the US, hey, Irishman, what's going on? Hillary made like 30,000 emails. So Native Voice sent me a text this morning saying that anybody who dies because of Hurricane Hillary will be considered a suicide. That's so bad. Oh, it's too soon. It's too early in the morning for sarcastic jokes, but that one was funny as shit. I was drinking coffee and I spat out the coffee. I was like, freaking native. And I keep missing his live. Him, Hutch, backwards I catch every blue moon. I just can't catch them all. Vision and I are like almost on the same schedule, but typically I'll do a live or he'll do one and the other one's busy. My mother's Spark I usually catch on the weekends, and I take Sundays off from the internet for the most part, so I miss Lucky Dame, so I miss a lot of folks. Hey Keto, I've been seeing Jess a bunch this last couple of weeks or month. We just keep running into each other on chats, but it's hard to keep up with everyone, you know. But yeah, I just can't envision living on the West Coast where you have earthquake threats, or living in Houston or New Orleans where you have hurricanes and floods, or Florida, which is just like a big bullseye for hurricanes. And people don't prepare. I mean, even if you're not tinfoil hatty, doggone, have some flashlights and ponchos and work boots and some like canned food. This isn't, you don't need to spend $1 million to be a half decent prepper. I mean, some people really go elaborate. You could do pretty well with a few $100 if you spend it right. And I mean, at least at some level, be ready for this shit. Like, people think, oh, well, they'll send the National Guard. The National Guard's not a magic button, right? I was on a QRF, which is a quick reaction team, quick reaction force, actually. And we were engineers here domestically, and what we were supposed to do is go, once the storm passed, and evaluate water treatment plants, and then tell the state civil engineers, hey, you know, this one, the generator's down, but it's doable, you just got to flush it. We had one during Harvey that was reported, it was under 8 feet of water. And it's like, well, that one's toast, right? That is not a functional water treatment plant. And then the civil engineers decide how to prioritize, right? Because that wasn't the guard engineer's job. We would do the kind of the reconnaissance, and then they would start assigning assets. But, you know, even for us, it took us 48 hours to get out the door, right? Because you think about it, the guards folk, men and women who are in the National Guard or whatever, you know, even if you're in some kind of civil defense, some states still have that. Or the state guard, some states call that the state guard. You know, the guards people have families, they have jobs. You know, like me, I'm a business guy. If I'm in Pittsburgh and something happened in Texas while I was still in and they called me, I'd be like, well, I'm in Pittsburgh, dude. Like, I'll be back in a week. I can't get back that fast. You know, if they shut the airlines down, I'm screwed. I'm going to have to rent a car to come home. And if I can find one, right? And then you get the roaming prepper issue, is you're roaming around and then something happens, now what? So people think this is magic button, and it's not. And those of you who've served know that not every soldier or Marine, even if they call the reservist sub, is qualified to do every job, right? You got Marines who could drive anything with wheels, right? And you got some Marines who fix stuff, right? Or Army guys who fix stuff. Well, you can't take the mechanic and necessarily stick him in a semi, right? He just doesn't have that competency. So by the time they get the assets in the right place, it's going to take anywhere from 48 hours for the advanced teams who are going to evaluate what the hell's going on to relay it back. But the main part of the guard is going to take upwards of a week. Right? You can't, maybe 2. So you can't just assume, oh, well, they'll come help me. No, nobody's going to come help you because they got to get their shit together to be able to go out there. So it makes no sense. Hell, even in Oklahoma and Arkansas, y'all get those nasty tornadoes. What the hell is that in the sky? Y'all, I wish I could flip my camera around. It was at the right angle. It looks like a re-entry vehicle. That's probably an airplane doing weird shit. But doggone, I've seen the weirdest shit out here in West Texas lately. I don't know, is it me? Has anyone else noticed weird shit happening? Not stupid people weird shit, but like, what the hell is that weird shit? Or is it just me? Just comment in the chat. Hey, random. And anyone else I missed. Hey, Dominic, welcome. That's just weird. It's got to be an airplane doing weird shit. So yeah, hey Rapture, what's going on? Thank you for that last link, by the way. I got to read through about half of it, and then I got work called, and then I forgot about it, so I have to go back to it. 100 National Guard. What the fuck? I don't know what 100 guardsmen are going to do. That's silly. It depends what their MOS is. We didn't need a signal there, buddy. That's good. Go ahead, cut off the semi. And then when he knocks you off the road, I'll pull over and get some footage, I guess. I don't know. Oh, God, people in the morning. Okay, so there's an SUV about to have a wreck in front of me. I really need to get dash cams to show you some of this shit. So you have a line of cars on the left and a semi slow rolling on the right, which is where he's supposed to be. And I have an SUV trying to get between the lanes. I'm like, you're not a motorcycle, fucker. You don't fit. But you try that and give everyone something to laugh about, I guess. You did all that drama so you could get off. Andas de pendeja. Good grief. Anyway, for those of you who are Spanish impaired, that's a dumbass. Farmer, actually, I had to get up the other day. I did that clay shoot last Friday, and it was a 6:30 registration, 7:30 shoot, because it's going to be 105 that day, and nobody wanted to shoot in the afternoon, so they moved it early. And my whole team are ex-military guys. I'm like, hey, all of you assholes wake up early. So they're like, okay, and everyone showed up. And it was funny because we shot great. I beat my whole team on Friday, but which I wasn't meaning to do. I was just goofing off. I was actually being a dumbass. And then we tallied up at the end. They're like, you kind of outshot everybody by like 15 points. But it was nice and cool the whole morning, right? It was, we started shooting, it was 72. When we finished, it was 84. We were done at like 10:30 in the morning. And then we went and we talked smack for a couple hours till they did the raffles. And one of my business partners actually won a Glock 19. He won something. He won something bougie. I gotta go call him and ask him what he won. I thought it was a Glock. But yeah, so this has been a good year for the shooters, because I think every competition somebody won something. Hey, what's going on? Good morning. But anyway, folks, look, this natural disaster thing can happen pretty much anywhere. It can happen anywhere. You don't have to break the bank, y'all. Just, hell, get one of the, those stupid Tupperware bins, the big ones that you get at Walmart. They're like $8. They used to be $4. Now they're like $8 because of inflation. And just fill one of those, 2 toilet papers, 2 flashlights, 2 walkie-talkies, canned food, a couple of MREs, first aid kit, and there you have your most basic, like, here's your prepping 101 bin, right? Have your kids be involved if you have kids, and little kids love this shit, right? They love toys and accessories. You're like, all right, let's open the glow sticks, and then you give them 2 so they don't mess with the rest of them. Hey, Skydive, what's going on? But just have something, folks. I mean, it blows my mind. So there's a guy called, and he's very Christian. He goes by Baal Busters, but it's spelled B-A-A-L, like Baal the demon. Baal Busters, right? Because he's anti-demonic, right? Play on words. And he's in California. He's in SoCal. And he's like, yeah, it's windy, it's raining, but I'm a camper, so I just doubled up on my camping gear. So basically, he's a prepper with a tent. And he's like, yeah, my neighbor left their chairs out, so the neighbor's chairs were in his yard blowing around, and he's like, I'm not even going to screw with this. I'm going to just leave it there. If they start hitting the house, I'm going to go grab them and throw them over the fence and let them blow away down the street. But, you know, he even said I didn't spend a lot. Hey, Tiger. But folks, just be smart. And if you have someone who lives in those kind of areas, barely made it home, his street was flooding. Jeremiah Bebe. Don't drive on flooded roads, you know. Farmer, you're absolutely right. There are a couple of dangers, and having gone through 8 hurricanes and floods with the subsequent floods, that's absolutely true. You don't want to drive in floodwaters. So 1, you don't know where the road is, right? Or if there's still a road, as you pointed out. 2, you don't know what's in the road, right? There could be a 2x4 with nails. There could be, you know, masonry that got knocked off a building. Hey, Nunya, in the road, and you can't see it. And the last thing you want to do, even if you have a high vehicle like a pickup, is you go barreling through a street and you blow out a tire because you can't change it now because it's in water. And now your vehicle is disabled in an emergency. I would only get in a vehicle in floodwaters if my options were drive through floodwaters or like die in a fire or something like that. You know what I mean? Where I was absolutely forced out. You don't want to be the guy who busts his car in the rain, because nobody's going to come for you. The fire department's not going to come out because you were stupid. They might try and they'll get you, but your car is screwed. And now you have an asset that's been destroyed. And with the price of cars now, you don't want to do that. But no, you're absolutely right. You don't want to drive in floodwaters unless your life depends on it. You got to get to a hospital or something. It doesn't make sense. But yeah, folks, I mean, be smart when you're, and also keep in mind, a lot of people think, oh, I have a big vehicle, I won't get swept off the road. Well, that's not true, because if you're in a big vehicle, remember, the only 4 parts of the vehicle making contact with the road are the bottoms of your tires. So you figure it's an area about that big on each tire, right? So force is pressure over area, right? So if you think about it, you have a bunch of water pressure hitting you on the side, but the cross-sectional area that's actually making contact with the ground is very small. It doesn't take much for even a large vehicle to get swept off the road if it gets hit sideways by water. I've seen it. During Harvey, the first 8 fatalities they had were all people driving in the storm, and they either got swept into a bayou or they went into an underpass and didn't realize it was full of water. And then for some reason, people were hitting water, right? So they go in an underpass, they hit the water. But your electricity typically still works, so get the hell out of the car, right? They'll roll the window down and yell for help, but they don't get out of the car. And it's not like, oh, I have kids in the back, I can't leave. No, it was adults by themselves freaking out in the car. I'd be the fuck out of the car. I'd be like, the hell with this. Hey, Keto. Thanks, Jess. Thanks. Jess, are you going on later? Because I'm running early today. My morning schedule got all hosed up, so that's why normally I'm like coming back from the gym right now, not headed to work. But, you know, folks, be smart. And if you know someone who's not a prepper and they get like, oh, you're being tinfoil hatty, because I get that accusation a lot from people I know who don't understand where I'm coming from. Okay, 7:30 Monday night, folks. So, but wait, no, not Monday night. Was that Monday morning? Oh, PM. Okay. I'm at that age where I can't read that distance. I guess at my age, I should count myself blessed that I'm just now getting to where I need reading glasses. But, you know, folks, if you have someone who's maybe not a prepper or doesn't understand it, help them get started with a basic set and just say, hey, look, I made this for you. I actually have done that. I made, a little get-home bag for somebody who was actually a nurse. They just finished nursing school. And they're like, yeah, I have to go to the hospital late. And I made them, I didn't spend more than $50 all in. I think yeah, no kidding, Dominic, truth. Well, what's funny, at a distance, I can see. It's up close, I can't see as well as I used to. But I just got to upgrade the glasses, or remember to bring them is my problem. But, and I just put together a very basic get-home bag. I said, you add stuff. I'm like, you work in a hospital, so the first aid kit that's in there is probably completely unacceptable to an RN. So put your own in there, or make your own. I mean, because the hospital, they can get access to stuff, and I'm like, just make your own and upgrade your bag. This is the basic kit. You do your own upgrades, and I'm assuming and then that person wound up getting camped out in a hospital for almost a week when Rona hit. And I'm hoping the bag came in handy. I don't know. But yeah, that's a great way to introduce people to preparedness without freaking them out and going down, the whole conspiracy pony road. Is just like, look what happened in California. Hey, the hurricane started an earthquake. I mean, or I don't know, I'm speculating. It's possible though, because we've been able to see it on seismic monitors here in Texas because of the energy drilling we do on seismic meters. We'll actually see seismic activity because of hurricanes, because they're massive and they move so much water around. So it doesn't surprise me that they wind up having a minor earthquake during a hurricane. But I pissed off my directional thing. But folks, take that time. Make sure you have what you need, at least for a week. Remember the National Guard, the Red Cross. It's going to take them a while to get there. And the sun is doing it all. And you see, and then there's not solar for, what was the word I was going to use? I was going to say cosmic, but that sounds like aliens. But, I guess it would be appropriate, solar system forces, planetary, lunar and solar. There's so many factors going into things. But you never know what's going to happen. And now they're getting a combo event where it's basically they have a hurricane. Now they're getting these weird earthquakes to go with it. Vegas is going to get flooded because the rock there absorbs zero water. It just floods. So that's going to be, that's going to suck. I hope they don't get as much rain as they think they will. But folks, take that time. Just double check your stuff. Make sure your batteries are checked in your flashlights. Make sure your walkie-talkies have good, fresh batteries. Make sure you have extra batteries. This is what blows my mind is people were not prepared in California, and we knew this storm was going to hit them. I've actually seen a weather machine create a rain cloud. It was actually on the History Channel with one of these engineering dudes. I gotta find that link. But it's out there, and they basically seeded a rain cloud using hydrogen and water. Basically, they created water vapor and warmed it up and created a little cloud, and then the cloud became bigger, and then it rained on another part of the country like 4 hours later. So humans have been screwing with Mother Nature since the days of the Romans and Greeks during the ancient wars, right? They would set fires to fields to blot the sun over an enemy army to confuse them while they were trying to maneuver into position for the battle. So it's not like humans have been doing stuff like that forever. We just got better at it. Cloud seeding. Oh yeah, absolutely, Carpenter, absolutely. Hey Daryl, what's going on? If I missed anyone in the chat, I apologize. I'm driving to work a lot earlier than I normally do, and apparently the people who are driving in at this time are driving impaired. We don't know what stop signs are or the yellow line in the middle of the road, so I gotta keep extra eye on these idiots. Well, folks, look, double check your stuff. No need to freak, no need to panic. But just keep in mind, these things happen. And if you're waiting for help, look what happened in Maui. That thing moved so damn fast. It pretty much obliterated the city before anyone knew what to do. And I have other issues with the response there, that the government and the leadership failed the people, period. But, well, that might be a whole topic for another video later on. But in any case, folks, look, double check your stuff. Things happen. We're getting into the really active part of hurricane season. And you don't want to battle that battle in the middle of a storm. You want to have your ducks in a row in advance before it happens. So on that note, my friends, I think I've finally found the parking spot in front of the office, which is rare for me to do. So look, folks, be safe out there, be careful, and just be practical. I think, exactly, Nunya, we need to be pragmatic. And like Hudson puts, we all gonna die Wednesday. He's poking at another creator who apparently says all of us should have been dead like 5 times already. But we're not. We're still here. And part of the reason we're doing okay for the most part is because we're watching what's happening and trying to pick out the patterns of events before they occur so we can take the appropriate action in advance. I already practiced panic. But right, that's why we watch. We were talking about, yeah, absolutely, Rapture. We were talking about the inflation last fall. Actually, last year about this time, a lot of the prepping channels, a lot of us were all talking about, hey, there's an inflationary effect being predicted. It didn't hit till right around Christmas, right after Christmas, and everyone else freaked out. We were talking about Rona end of 2019, early 2020. We were starting to talk about it in the chats. Hey, this thing, it could spiral. We didn't know, right? We didn't know what the hell it was, but it was weird that China basically had hazmat troops in the street pulling people out of apartments. And you're like, that's really heavy-handed even for China. And then lo and behold, Rona hit the whole world and everything got screwed up. And now, people, hey, Vision, people took meds that may not have worked and caused more problems. But anyway, the problem is sunrise over pigs, chicken, goat, and garden, just another day. See, Nunya, that's a nice picture, actually. But folks, this is the kind of stuff we look for so we're not caught off guard at the end. You know what I mean? Because we don't want to be out there with everyone else when they freak out. And if you haven't listened to Hardy's, it's kind of country rock called Kill Shit Till I Die. I did a video on it because I thought it was cool. Do a video, go check out the music. He doesn't really have a video, it's just the band playing. But listen to the lyrics. If I can find the song, I'll do another video on it. But he points out a lot of things that we talk about that nobody wants to talk about in public because we're paying attention, because we know the system can fail. So, look, folks, I got to get going. I'm going to go steal an office before the bosses get in, and I'm going to steal one of theirs. One of the benefits of being one of the senior engineers, nobody messes with me. But anyway, you guys be good, be safe out there, and y'all be blessed. I'm not sure yet, Trent, but holler at me. I'll know more probably tomorrow if I'm going to be in town. But screw the music, it's time to dance. There you go. But you guys, be safe, be smart. You need to do these things in advance. And just watch the patterns, right? This is what we're trying to do. We can't predict the future, but we can, please, yeah, do that, Trent. We can watch the trends and make sure that at least we've done everything in our power to position ourselves, hey, Pilgrim, so we don't get caught flat. And I'm sure you guys understand what I'm trying to say. I need my ID card or else the building will kick me out. Anyway, I've actually locked myself out of my office going to the bathroom, so I was stuck between the elevators, the bathroom, and my office because I forgot my bleep card, so that was kind of embarrassing, to be honest. But anyway, yeah, don't forget your pass card if you have one of those at work. The trend is pow, yeah, for sure. Well, right now in the West Coast, the trend is earthquakes and tornadoes and hurricanes. But They're getting like everything Texas has gotten, and Oklahoma and Tennessee, we've gotten spread out over a year. California's getting all in 2 weeks. Just all of it at once. So, yeah, yikes. Anyway, guys, be good, be safe, be careful. Watch the trends and then course correct, right? You give yourself a heart attack, it does no good. Panicking does no good. It makes you make bad decisions. So, you guys take care of yourselves, and I will see you on the next video. You guys be careful and be safe.